I'm so honored to be here, and thank you all for coming out today. It's great to be in Pennsylvania. I want to thank Sean. We've been friends for many, many years now, and he's just a wonderful person, and he's been trying to get me out here for a while, and I'm really happy to use Obama as an excuse to be here. And also thanks to Ryan for organizing the Obama campaign here locally. He's doing a great job, I hear, and needs all the support he can get from all of you. My family has a special place in its heart for Pennsylvania. We all love Pennsylvania. I love Pennsylvania. My father, Robert Kennedy, came here. It was his first public experience, when his brother John F. Kennedy had been killed. He came out in Pennsylvania, and he was here for St. Patrick's Day, and I know it was always meaningful to him and to all of us. So I'm really happy to be here for this event and be here today. As some of you know, I never met my father. I was born 6 months after he died. But throughout my entire life, from the earliest I can remember, I've never stopped meeting people who were not inspired by him. So many people throughout my life have said that he inspired them in very meaningful ways. For the last 15 years, I've been making documentary films. I've traveled to remote regions all over the world, from small villages in South America to townships in South Africa to the suburbs of Moscow, Russia. Here in the United States, I've been to welfare offices in Kentucky, to coal mines in West Virginia, to drug treatment centers in Pennsylvania. Every film, every trip, I meet people who still keep photographs of my family on their walls, pictures of my Uncle Jack and my father. Often they cry when they meet me. They cry because they were touched and inspired by them, by the leaders who they believed in. It is, of course, very moving to hear this, and Thank you, that's better. It is, of course, very moving to hear this, and my heart always swells with pride. But in my mind, I can only imagine what they were talking about. I could only imagine how they felt. Because in my lifetime, I've never been inspired by a politician in such a way. That is, until now. That is, until Barack Obama came along. And so I'm thrilled and honored and very moved to be here campaigning for him in Pennsylvania today. What is interesting, what is frankly bizarre to me, is that some people have argued during this primary run that this race should not be about inspiration, that ultimately leadership and words only matter so much. I couldn't disagree more. We have two candidates who have very similar positions on most of the major issues facing our country today. And so to me, what differentiates them, what makes me against one and wholeheartedly from my head to my toes for the other, is the leadership question. Because in this race, it is all about character. It is all about inspiration. And without question, the only leader in this race, the only real leader our country has seen in a long time, is Barack Obama. As I mentioned, I make documentaries. I've made films about a broad range of social issues: unemployment, mental illness, labor strife, AIDS, national security, Hurricane Katrina, and most recently, torture abroad at Abu Ghraib. My brother Chris Kennedy says that I make two kinds of films, depressing and really depressing. I think he has a point. But in each of these stories, I like to think there is also hope. Because in all of the troubled places I have filmed, I have seen firsthand how ordinary people can become extraordinary, can become heroic. How ordinary people can surmount enormous obstacles, face down terrible circumstances, and turn their lives around. And I believe that leadership, that real leadership on the national level, can play a direct role in this, that it can affect meaningful change in people who are just living out their lives, people in towns and cities, within families and communities, working in coal mines and schools and steel mills, like the people I filmed in Homestead, Pennsylvania, struggling to make ends meet. America needs a leader who can inspire, who can bring out the best in all of us. A leader whose intelligence, decency, vision, and spirit helps turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, helps us find the heroic in ourselves. And that leader is Barack Obama. Barack Obama challenges us. He pushes us toward our better selves. And in doing this, he reminds me of another great politician, a man who led his own country, South Africa, through a period of tumultuous transition. At his inauguration ceremony in 1993, Nelson Mandela quoted Marianne Williamson and said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others." Other leaders, our current president, for example, often appeal to the darkness. They exploit our deepest fears, draw out our worst impulses. I witnessed this firsthand while making my most recent film about the Abu Ghraib prison scandal. I think that perhaps no single event brought greater trauma to our national psyche than those harrowing images of Abu Ghraib, of Americans torturing Iraqis, and probably no single event in our history put a greater strain on our proud nation. The Bush administration came to power during a time of peace and prosperity when America, the world's sole superpower, commanded and deserved the respect of the international community. And look at us now. In 8 years' time, they have brought about the steepest fall from grace in our nation's history. There is much to be repaired, much work to be done. And we are left, as so often in times of national crisis, to depend upon our leaders, to depend upon them to steer us away from fear and anger, to guide us toward courage, toward understanding. We need a president to lead the nation in a way that is firm but responsible, bold but compassionate, decisive but intelligent. We do not need Washington as usual. We need Barack Obama. It occurs to me, yes. It occurs to me when I think of myself here today speaking for Barack Obama that, of course, yes, I am a woman. But it does not matter to me at all that Barack Obama is a man. And yes, I am white too, but it does not matter that Obama is black. As a mother and a feminist, there was a time when the possibility of a woman in the Oval Office would have decided my vote. But Barack Obama is so remarkable of a candidate. And right now, the times we face are far too dark, the road ahead is far too perilous, and the price of failure is too steep for us to vote on identity politics. Right now, all that matters is that we elect the best person for the job, and that person is Barack Obama. Amen. Each of you are going to the polls on March 22nd, and you may feel like you are one person. But every vote counts, every delegate counts. My father, Robert F. Kennedy, also gave a speech in South Africa many years ago. In that speech, there is a passage that very much captures the spirit of what Barack Obama is doing, of what inspiration can do for a country, of what each of us, simply by being part of this historical campaign, can do for our country. My father said, "Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope. And crossing each other from a million different centers of energy and daring, those ripples build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." As I said, leaders like Barack Obama don't come around very often, perhaps once in a lifetime. So let us all together help him to build that current, a strong, powerful current that will sweep him into office so that real change can begin. Thank you all so much.